Is my mic on? It is. Okay, cool. Hello everyone, welcome back to Stackhouse Knives. I'm not in the workshop, as you can see. I'm in my bedroom slash office, and I just want to make a real quick video. So firstly, I apologize for not being as busy on YouTube. I've been really busy with my business via other social media platforms, but making sure that I'm getting enough orders in and classes in. So that has been keeping me really busy, and also coming up to Christmas time now. I've just got so much work to get done before the end of the year, and yeah, it's been really manic. So apologize for not being as active on YouTube. I am getting back into it now, but as soon as the Christmas rush and all of that is done, hopefully 2019 is going to be a really fun year. I can get a bit more video work done. Yeah, so that's basically where it's at. So in my last video, I may reiterate the cookery video that I've been doing. I lost the footage, and I don't have any of the footage of that knife. I can do like a quick video of the knife, maybe a chopping video if you'd like. Let me know if that works, but I lost the footage in the end, and my card became corrupt, so I can't really do much about that. A little bit annoyed, but it is what it is. So yeah, I might do a final video on that one, but not just the cookery video, but I've been just flat out with work since the Auckland Blade Show. Now, this is my topic for today. I wanted to summarise how well I felt the Auckland Blade Show went, because the last one was something like 2008, I think, so it's nearly been 10 years since the last show was. Firstly, the Blade Show went fantastically. I really enjoyed it. It was really great to be a part of something a lot bigger than just being an individual knife maker or aspiring to be an individual knife maker. And it was just really nice to see so many other makers with such a variety of work. Having this variety really elevated the values of everyone's work, and it was just really nice to see makers that I have met before, makers I hadn't met before, new makers, well established, older makers. It was such a wonderful cultural mix to have that, and I think that needs to reoccur now, because what we've done is we've built the momentum up, and now we need to have that snowball effect so that the show can continue next year, hopefully, 2019. I'm not sure what the dates are going to be, but having that momentum build up. So we've really built the show up since it kind of discontinued 2008. Now it's come back 2018, and now we want to keep making that move and keep making that happen. And it may be a case that lots of other knife makers kind of pull their heads in as well to get that done. But for me, the show went really well. I hadn't been to Parnell Building before, so that was where the show was held. And it was around October now, so yeah, again, sorry for the video, but probably gonna have this out early December now. But anyways, so just having that, well, where was I at? Where was I at? October, December, Auckland Blade Show was just a really fun event, and I think I've got some criticisms as well that go with it. And I think times have changed, so it's really important to know that yes, the show worked, but also why it kind of dropped off as well, which is a big question. I think it's just a case of makers and everyone gets busy, which is totally fine. It would be good to get a group of coordinators that are really key people that are involved for keeping the momentum of these shows happening. And that's a big ask of people, because people have lives and family and jobs to go to, and all of this will be outside their work time. Which is how it goes, myself included. But yeah, just people involved with that show to keep it going, keep that momentum going, because it would be a shame that the show would drop off now and we'd kind of lose all of that energy. So what I'd love to do is hopefully organise a show in Wellington or sort of lower North Island for makers. And I'm not sure, this is really just ideas at this stage, but I really don't know how I'm going to do it quite yet. But having a 6-monthly show, so having a Blade show in Wellington and then potentially the one in Auckland, so there are shows happening every, let's say, 6 months or something like that, which would be really cool to help build that momentum further, and also help build that awareness, I guess, the awareness of knife making and makers and blacksmiths, any makers in general. Because this adds really fuel to the fire, so that, you know, no pun intended, but really adds fuel to the fire to inspire and get more people making knives, more people understanding the time and effort and the energy put into a knife, and why a knife costs that. And as soon as that's all elevated, then everyone can make knives, and the industry will be of value. So anyway, that's my opinion of that. But the Blade Show made a really substantial step in the correct direction, I think, and it would be great to yeah, continue that and feedback on that momentum. Criticisms, I think, I don't think there should be an admissions fee. I think it should be free. I think the makers should have to pay for that. That's my opinion. So back to the kind of what the show was and how it is. There's a lot of things that can be done differently now, and because it was its first time, I'm kind of not going to be really hard on the show, because it's great that everyone managed to put time aside to do that. I think the makers should be paying for the show a bit more, and making the admissions free. Also, I think the actual location of where the knife makers were was not quite ideal. People had to kind of go up a set of stairs and take a left, which the signage wasn't quite there. This is all stuff that can be fed back into next year's show, so ideally all of that will be addressed, and then we can move forward for that. What else was I going to say? I've got notes here, so what did I say? Yeah, more makers, 6 monthly shows, so hopefully, you know, there's a Wellington show or a South Island show, and then a North Island show. Oh, brilliant. Symposiums. So Australia have a really good foundation for knife making shows and symposiums, and they're really branching out. The only show I really went to, so I haven't been to any shows, the only event I really went to is the Blade Symposium at Eveleigh Works, and it was phenomenal. Like, the amount of people, the makers, the quality, everything was insane. It was really cool. So having New Zealand Blade Symposiums would be a really cool step in the right direction. That could be kind of tied in with the Wellington show, having a space where people can kind of execute particular areas. Maybe we could hire someone who's got a really established workshop, big space, not sure. But obviously make it worth their while, so people can get an idea of what the shows are about and the symposiums, because getting more knife makers and people into it is really the key. What else do I have? Oh, there was one more. Hang on, here's my notes. There was one more criticism I had to say. Some of the knife makers didn't have websites. You need to have a website. You need to have some kind of presence on the internet for your blades to be visible and there for people to purchase. And I do agree that word of mouth is the best form of sales and communication, but yeah, if the makers could all have websites and we can get everything kind of seamless, which really wasn't my job, so to speak, for the Blade Show. It was my wife Lena's job for doing a lot of the coordinator work, so between her and I, getting makers works, getting websites, getting the seamless website or, you know, seamless event happening was quite a challenge. So, but because we've got a foundation now, we know all the makers now. We know who's going to participate and who potentially will participate next year. We've got all that groundwork done, so really it's a case of editing. I'm not mucking around with it too much. What else? I guess another one would be the knife making guild. There was a New Zealand Knife Makers Guild, so I've heard, and it would be really great to have symposiums and events and potentially a guild of sorts, similar to an ABS, American Bladesmith Society, or New Zealand just piggybacks on that, but ideally you'd have just that thing of where people would test your knife potentially to a destruction stage, and just to show your understanding of steel. And that could be recognised, and having that recognition again only adds value to the craft and the skills that are needed to make the items. So I think I've done everything that was on my list, but yeah, I guess I'll just say it again. I am sorry that I've been not very active on YouTube. I have been on Instagram and Facebook, but making long videos that I want to put time into, and making the videos that are not just trying to put a video out there for the sake of it. I'm not a big believer in that. If I want to make a video, I want to make a video, and that's it. But ideally, yeah, I'm not sure when the next video will be out, but I will let you guys know. And yeah, just once the Christmas rush is out, you should be expecting a few more videos. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'd love to hear your comments if you are a New Zealand knife maker or a knife maker from overseas. or just like knives in general, because anyone is a knife maker, or can be a knife maker. But let me know what you think on some of my thoughts and suggestions. I guess we don't know where it's going to go. I really hope to see the shows reoccur at a later stage, but again, it depends on a lot of other people, not just me. But yeah, thanks very much for watching, and I'll let you go. See ya.